Very good, actually. I've been here about a week and a half now. The squad has come together particularly well. We feel like we had a great auction. We achieved what we wanted to achieve at the auction table. We've got a good group of experienced players. I think Marco Jansen could be a real surprise player. I mean, he's an international player. He's done well the last couple of years, but I think his career is just going to get better and better. I think perhaps Simran is someone that I've got really high expectations for this year. I've told him that already. I think he's talent-wise, I think, as good as anybody in the tournament. And those young boys that I mentioned, Prancharia and Suryansh, I think they can do some amazing things. So we're going to put a really good team on the park. At the end of May, hopefully I'm sitting here having a really positive press conference about what the team's achieved over the next couple of months. Oh, look, as I said, there's always something happening around here. As I said, he's got that cheeky little smile, he's always running around somewhere, he's telling jokes and always talking in Hindi, which I've had to put him up on a few times. It's like, okay, you're telling funny jokes, but I need to understand them as well, right? It's no good just telling them amongst your boys. I want to hear your jokes as well. So, look, I've actually really enjoyed. I work with his coach's brother for a few years at Delhi, and she's got a lot of the same sort of characteristics as Safra. So, as far as drama is concerned, he's the one that is creating the drama, but it's all been positive drama so far. In the other formats of the game, I think anytime you go out to bat in a test match or in a 50-over game, there's that bit of fear about getting out. But in the T20 game, you can't have that fear. You've got to go out there and not be worried about getting out at all. You just got to go out and play shots from the start, from the first ball, because you know that's what your team needs from you there and then. I mean, the batting side of it, the batting skill in 2020 cricket's got immensely different over the years. We talk about these 360-degree players now. I mean, the absolute best players in this format are the ones that are over the score all around the ground. So that's, I think, a certain skill that has evolved over the last 15 years in T20 cricket. And I think the slower ball variations and the mystery spin have been the other changes in skill in the T20 format. So, I don't think it's so much a skill, I think it's an attitude thing. I talk about attitude all the time. My players understand that if you turn up with the right attitude to get better and to try and to win all the time, not just play, that's the important thing. I don't want my players to turn up just to compete. They're turning up to win. Yeah, I'll take Boomer for as many games as I can do.
But you said you'd go easy on him.
If I was playing against him, if I was coaching him, I wouldn't be going easy on him at all. Now, look, he's what a star he is, and probably probably been more of a star in this format before the last year. I mean, his Test cricket the last couple of years has been incredibly good, but before that, he was probably more known as a T20 bowler. I think it'd be a close game, but I think my teams would be more often than not. It's funny, I've got asked that before I came away. I mean, you can't compare. You can't compare generation. This current Indian team, when you think about it, could right now be holding all three ICC. The 50-over World Cup was one that they probably, if they had their time over, might have done slightly differently. The T20, South Africa probably let that one slip to a certain degree, and the Champions Trophy, India was really the best team right the way through. So. And I remember what I said right at the start. I think the best teams that I've seen have got a good blend of youth and experience. And you think about this current Indian team, it's not exactly that. With Virat and Rahul at the top, and then you've got Shulman and Akshar Patel and these guys that are sort of the younger guys in that middle order. Chakravarti hasn't played a lot, comes in and plays a starring role in the Champions Trophy. So they've got the right blend. And they could dominate and probably should dominate white ball cricket for a long time. I think I saw some quotes at the end of it, Virat or someone saying that this team could dominate for the next 8 years. It probably could. And I can. It was given to me by the late, great Shane Warne, actually. And when I moved to Adelaide, our monthly, we got paid $40 a month
that was what our allowance was. So it was just over a dollar a day was what we got paid at the cricket academy. So that didn't go very far. It was a can of Coke a day basically. That's about all you could buy with $40 a week. So because I was sort of brought up in this racing family, I usually with the $40 a month that I got, I would go on and actually have a bet, which in Australia is called a punt. You go and have a punt on the greyhounds, and that's how Warnie called me Punter. I played a lot of golf, still play a lot of golf now. Look, my whole life really was dedicated to becoming a cricketer. I was one of the lucky ones that got there. You know, I finished my education after year 10, so I didn't go to university or I didn't go to college or anything. I was finished high school, moved from my home state of Tasmania to South Australia to go to the cricket academy over there. So I went to the cricket academy for 2 years as a 15-year-old and a 16-year-old, and then debuted for Tasmania the next year as a 17-year-old, the youngest ever, I think, to debut in first-class cricket in Australia. And yeah, so I just sort of dedicated myself to try and become a professional cricketer at a very young age. And a lot of people have tried that. A lot haven't been as successful as I was, and luckily I made it, because if I had to go back into the workforce, then I don't know what I would have been doing. But because of the sporting family, I would have been involved in sport somehow, somewhere. Whether it was an administrative role or whatever it would have been, it would have been sport. So, look, I'm one of the lucky ones that had a dream and had a vision and sort of stuck at it long enough and was willing to work hard enough for it to be able to become a reality. And 375 one-day games later and 168 test matches, it ended up being probably a pretty good decision to make. My best friend from the Indian team.
Other than thing?
It's actually funny you say that. We have become good friends.
Yeah.
Not for a long time after we finished, but we became good friends. No, I mean it's funny how the cricket world works now, right? Like we were pretty intense rivals when we were playing, and then I finished international cricket. The first team I coach has Harbhajan Singh in it. Actually, I captained Harbhajan at Mumbai as well. The first year in Mumbai in 2013, when I went there as captain, I was captaining Harbhajan. So, and we got really close. And that's what the IPL has done for world cricket. It's brought a lot of people, a lot of countries closer together. So yeah, look, I captained, I coached him. Obviously, opened the batting with Sachin as well. So Sachin and I have always got on really well. I think a really good, respectful relationship between probably two of the better players of that sort of generation and that sort of time. So, Rohit Sharma, having captained him, and probably Shreyas and Rishabh Pant, the more recent, actually Kuldeep Yadav, these guys. I've spent a lot of time with not so much playing, but coaching. I've got so many great memories and so many great friends from my time either playing in India or playing against India, but certainly coaching in the IPL was, it's the reason I'm still here now. I think this is maybe it might be my 10th or 11th year, 12th year maybe being involved in the IPL, so that probably goes to show how much I love being here. Can we finish first, second, third and fourth? Punjab will finish first, second, third and fourth. I know, who knows with the IPL. Hopefully we're one of those. Hopefully we're one of those teams in the top four. There'll be no excuses from us as to why we can't do that. As I said, that my whole strategy really going into the auction was just, as you know, to retain two of the younger players, go into the auction with the biggest purse, and then bring in the best Indian talent that we could. A la Shreyas, Arshdeep, Chahal, Wadera, those sort of guys. So we've got a great core of players. But as I said, every team will be saying the same thing. It doesn't matter the names that you've got, it's how they play, how they perform, and if you can keep everyone fit through the next couple of months, that's also a big part of it. If you've got a fit and healthy squad at the end of the tournament, then they're generally the teams that win. So I'm not going to try and name the top four, but I know my boys will certainly be ready for the first game in a few days' time and under it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being part of this.